Yo, what's up, everybody? It's another episode of You're
Killing
Killing Me
Smalls.
Smalls.
What's up,
What's up,
Sam?
Sam?
What's good with you? How you doing today, man?
Chilling. It's been a long week.
It
Long week.
has been a long ass motherfucking week. You right about that. How was your week? You said it's been long. Why has it been long for you?
Wasn't feeling good the other day. Didn't get the job that I wanted yesterday, so that's been really annoying because I really was hoping for that job. But everybody keeps saying, "Be hopeful, be hopeful." I'm trying to be, but whatever. What
No, you
about you,
gotta just
bro?
keep it moving, man. Sometimes, like, if it's meant for you, it's meant for you sometimes. And I know sometimes it feels like annoying whenever you don't get those things, but if it's meant for you, it's meant for you. So you're gonna get what's meant for you. Don't worry about that. You're working hard. That's all that matters. As long as you're working hard, that's all that keeps it matters. But my week was pretty good. I was in Columbia again for that Cocky Rooster event on the 20th, which I think was that Thursday. It's kind of weird. Let me, for all my creatives out here, let me spin this by you really quick. All my people out here who sends out invoices, things like that. I was dealing with a client, super annoying client, and this I want to hear your opinion on this because I'm a little. Have you sent out invoices and stuff like that before, Leash?
No, I
Okay.
haven't. Not yet. I haven't gotten the.
Well, I'm just talking about when you're dealing with clients, dealing with people, right? So Wednesday, I sent this guy the invoice. All right, so we already agreed to do this shoot last week already. I told him like I'm going to be there, but I went there Tuesday. We did it. It was all good. He was a little late on sending me my payment on Tuesday. Okay, so it
Okay.
was supposed to be. I sent him the invoice on Monday. Tuesday, I did the job. He didn't send me my money until that Thursday. But I was trying to give him the benefit of the doubt. It was a long, hectic weekend. They were opening up a new store, so it was all. I was trying to give him the benefit of the doubt. I haven't heard nothing from this man. All right. So I'm supposed to assume, I'm like, okay, I don't know if he wants me to still come on Thursday or not. It's a 2 hour drive, so I got to know. So I sent the invoice on Wednesday just to kind of remind, like, hey, bro, you know what I'm saying? We still on?
Right.
He didn't say nothing back. So I was like, fuck it, let me just go with it. All right. So I went on Thursday, went there, met all the owners there, shot. It was great. Everybody loved it. The owner that I was with, that I've been kind of communicating with, he was there. He loved it. It was all good. I told him, like, look, man, I'm gonna have the pictures over to you. Just need that payment sent out. Let me know when you send it out. Anyway, he's like, yeah, man. I get it over to you. Don't worry about it. I get it over to you tonight. All right. Thursday night, he still don't send nothing. Friday comes around, he still doesn't send anything. So Saturday morning, he didn't send nothing. I'm like, okay, let me just shoot a quick text. Hey, bro, I got the pictures are almost ready. And granted, these are 500 pictures I shot. I got to edit these pictures.
Right.
I was like, look, man, I got it. I don't really start editing the process till I get paid, but just to let you know, I need to get paid before I can send anything over to you.
Right.
Homie waits. Homie texts me back at like 11:30, 12 o'clock. He goes, yeah, don't worry, man, I'll get it over to you. Okay, I'm gonna let it slide. 7 o'clock comes around. Still no payment. Still nothing come. So I texted, hey man, just be real with me. Is there a reason why you're not paying me? Is there something going on?
Right.
Did I not do the job well? You're not liking the pictures I said earlier? Like, what's the issue here? And he texts me back. He goes, brother, and this is a white dude that says this to me, right? He says, brother, do you not think I paid you last week? Do you not think I'm going to get paid? Do you not think I'm going to pay you this week? I'm going to pay you. Don't worry. I'm like, okay.
That's not how it works.
That's what I'm saying.
Okay, that's what I'm saying.
I thought I was a little dig. I was like, am I being an ass?
No, you're not being
Chasing
an
my
ass.
money? I'm chasing my money.
And
I did a job. I did my service. It's already set. I usually don't leave without a deposit, but I was kind of giving the benefit of the doubt because we kind of had a connection on Tuesday. He talking about his kid. He had a newborn, new store. I was like, there's a lot going on. Let me just. I like that they gave us a bunch of free food. So it was like,
right.
it wasn't bad. It was just like, but it's like, wait, you're supposed to pay me on Thursday. It's now Saturday. And then you're acting like I'm like annoying you about me getting paid for something I did.
Right. See, and I'm glad you brought this up because me and my shorty was talking about this the other day, and it was really bothering her because she had to lie to get her money back from somebody because somebody borrowed money from her, and she had to chase them down to get her money as well. And and you know what? Me and her, we came to an agreement to we don't like asking people for money, let alone asking for our money back. So when it comes to people doing shit like that, it really ticks me off because at the end of the day, regardless whether you paid me this week, you paid me that week, the agreement was you paid me on this day. Point blank here, when you're in a business, don't fuck with nobody's business. So
if it's the other way around, if you was waiting for my pictures,
right,
I already paid you, where the pictures at? Oh, bro, don't worry, I'm gonna get the pictures to you.
Exactly.
I did a service for you. Granted, I drove 2 hours down there, shot for 2 hours, drove 2 hours back, and then was gonna edit for another couple hours. So it's like, bro,
exactly. So yeah, no, he's full of shit. And did you get your money though?
He paid me almost like 45 minutes after that text. So that's why I didn't text anything back. I was just like, okay, he paid me. But I wanted to say something back because it was like, bro, you can't do this to people.
You should.
You make me feel like an asshole for even questioning, but like, bro, I sent an invoice on Wednesday. You were supposed to either pay that deposit, pay that invoice Wednesday, or pay me on that Thursday morning, at the very least Thursday evening. I should have been driving home and should have got an email notification saying it was paid. I honestly shouldn't even left without it, but I was giving the benefit of the doubt. I don't even know why I wanted to happen again, because again, I don't even normally leave out my house without a deposit.
Right.
But I don't know what it was, but it won't ever happen again, because this is what shit happens. This is what niggas do.
Exactly, lessons learned. That's why I get ready to say, if they don't got the money in here,
I'm not bad at, like, I'm good with this shot. So it's like, yeah,
right.
Dude, pay me my service. That's all I'm asking.
And that's all you asking for. You're not asking for the money that, man. Anyway, if y'all got service, if y'all trying to get service done, pay people their money. If y'all borrow people money, pay people their money back. Don't be out here don't be out here trying to jank people, bro. Yeah, don't be out here trying to jank people, because we don't got time for that shit. I'm gonna expose you every fucking time. Speaking of, let's get on to, but before we get on to Juju Watkins and any other basketball, let's talk about Tory Lanez album. So,
Tory Lanez album.
Yeah, I've been on it for 5 days. I've been really on.
So you.
I am okay with listening.
I never stop listening to Tory. I've always been a Tory fan.
I'm okay with listening.
I'm always going to be a Tory fan. You can sue me, whatever. I don't give a fuck about any of it. And to be honest with you, we have a whole other conversation about the whole thing.
I love the album. My favorite song on here would have to be Free Tory. It's not because he, it's not because he gave Chris Brown a shout out. Everybody know I'm a huge Chris Brown fan, and it's one of these reasons why I'm a Chris Brown fan. I was talking to one of my coworkers the other day. The amount of people that knows Tory Lanez, that has been featured on this man's song, that has been talking about this man, the amount of people that he knows, it's kind of interesting that Chris Brown was the only person to help him. If you don't know what I'm talking about, people, go listen to that album, and he explains towards the end the situation that happened. Basically, Tory needed $250,000 to fight his appeals with his lawyer, and he reached out to all his celebrity friends. Nobody gave him the money. Nobody reached out.
It's crazy to reach out if you have your celebrity friends. But they're not really friends. They're co-workers. That's what people need to understand. These niggas ain't friends. But you get a couple of songs together.
I get that.
These niggas ain't friends.
But I guess when when you in the industry and you hold people to a standard, you call them your brother, you call them your friend. I guess that goes a long way. I'm just saying, I don't really know, but the long story short, Chris Brown came out of nowhere and dropped $250,000 on him and said, when you get out, let me know, bro. Holla at me. That's why I said you got to go listen to that song, and it explains it to her. Oh, hell yeah.
That shit would be dope.
Underground album
with them too. That shit would go hard. No, I mean, I love Tory. I think Tory's one of the, he's super talented. And I think
hell yeah.
It's absolutely crazy how dope the album sounds, how good the vocals sound. My girl does music, so she's like, I don't know nothing about the audio and all that, but just to be able to see what she's doing in her booth and sending tracks back, and then her being upset with certain producers for it not sounding right, and then having a whole audio being shit from a goddamn phone, a cell phone, bro.
That's what I'm saying.
People, that's a producer. And so
people don't understand. That's why I say, what people don't understand, this man made this album in prison. This is not no album that he's, he wrote up. He is still in jail right now, and he made this album in his prison. And I think that's what's so creative about this album, that if you listen to it without skipping, The intro is very, very important. You cannot go into this album without listening to the intro, point blank period. You have to listen to the intro to go through this album and understand what he's talking about, understand, because he's telling you a story from track 1 to track 20. He's telling you a story. You got to be able to listen. But it's a good album, you know. Him being in the jail and making us and sounding really good is, you know, really good. So shout out to Tory Lanez in that album. Go if you haven't, you know, downloaded or listened to it. Go drop that out. I mean, go listen to that man's album, okay?
And Tory, if you when you get out, if you want to come out to the Killing Me Smalls podcast, doing anything,
oh hell yes,
we are open. I'm not sure how many podcasts you'll be able to go to, but you're welcome here, my brother. You're welcome here.
Definitely welcome here, my brother. Definitely welcome here, my brother. All right, let's shift to the sports. Let's talk about Juju Watkins' injury. We don't normally talk about college, you know, basketball or whatever. But Juju Watkins, if you don't know who she is, she's a top prospect in women's college basketball. And she suffered a torn ACL last night. Their team was playing, I don't know who they were playing, but it was up 13-5, 13-8, whatever. They were winning. She suffered a torn ACL, so she's out for the season. Prayers up to her and her family and the surgery. You know, we don't ever want to see that, especially with a young, talented player as Juju Watkins. She does not get enough credit. And I say this just because of when Kate, you know, it was a controversy talk. I'm saying it was a controversy, you know, talk about how Caitlyn, you know, got a little bit more hype than Juju. And I get
in my opinion, Caitlyn should at that time. Right now, it's all Juju. But at that time, Caitlyn should.
And you're right.
Caitlyn deserved everything she got from the college basketball standpoint.
100%.
Somebody made a great point. I mean, I don't think Juju is getting that same love that Caitlyn and Angel did is because there's no rivalry right now. She doesn't have.
And you're right.
She doesn't have anybody she can really come go against and combat.
And that's 100% correct.
And speaking of Juju, did you see what Jake Daniels?
Yes.
And Mama Dukes came in between.
Me and my coworker were talking about it yesterday. That's a good power couple. And not only that,
she wasn't coming in no booty shorts. That bitch had she had her goddamn warm up on and her ponytail. Hey, how you doing? That shit is funny, bro. Like I was like most girls gonna come and they're gonna be showing. She had no skin showing whatsoever.
And that's what Jaden Daniels' mom.
So like, that's dope. That's what we see.
She's gonna have to like realize, like, you know,
that's dope right there.
Yeah, his mom's gonna have to realize right now it's the perfect time to watch the women around your son, because you gotta understand Jaden Daniels doesn't have a crazy ass contract where he's making millions. He's making money. Don't get me wrong. I'm not trying to disrespect his pockets or anything. He is making money, and he is going to be making weight. And when he starts making that money, then you will see the birds coming around, chirping around him. Those the birds, but Juju's not that bird. Yeah. So, Mama Duke, calm down.
Incredible model mind.
Yes.
I'm always speaking about silver bodies. And speaking of like, you know, the least the positive side of things. I think there's two things we can say at least about it.
Say,
come on, man. All right. Sorry, people, my dog. Speaking of Juju, like I said, when it comes to her, I think there's some of the positive outcome is one, it's 2025, so ACL surgeries aren't as she can get back from it. At the end of the season, by the time we come rolling into her junior year, she should be healthy. She should be good. So she really shouldn't be missing too many of those games in the opening season, depending on how good her rebound is going to go, which is good. I think that's actually a good sign for Silver Lining, and also the fact that she has that third year left to be really train herself and get good before she goes to WNBA. It's a bad. I look at Paige Beckers. Paige is still doing her thing. She's still gonna be a top 5 pick, and she went through a similar injury as well last year. So I think it's terrible. It sucks, but people are saying stuff like she should already be in the WNBA.
No.
Look, that bitch is making millions. I'm sorry, I'm not saying big bitch. That young lady is making millions and millions of dollars, right now. As a college athlete, she would take a pay cut going to the WNBA.
And not only that, what people fail to realize is the WNBA, the NBA is going to be there for years to come. There is no rushing your body, rushing your development to go into an industry where you probably are not even going to start. You're probably going to be on the G League And it's not good for her right now. I really do, and especially with this injury, she definitely needs to either go to 3 years or 4. There's nothing wrong with going 4 years in college and then coming into the WNBA, because the player of her caliber, of how she would be if she developed fully in Hill, she will be great coming into the W. And I am willing to bet money she will be rookie of the year that year. I don't care who's coming out in the NBA, in the WNBA draft. I don't give a fuck.
Yeah,
My
she's the
money's on
second
Juju
coming.
Watkins to take number 1. And
I think she's gonna be like so. It's Caitlin Clark or Angel Reese was Larry Bird and Magic, and I think in terms of like bringing those eyes to the league, and I think Juju's gonna be Mike. Juju's gonna like.
And you know why? Because everybody's been watching her since her freshman year. That is why she's going to be a big top prospect when she do, declare for the draft. Everybody's going to be watching her games. Y'all thought that everybody was watching WNBA now. They're going to break records watching her.
Speaking of watching WNBA, so I have a theory that I think that they should do. I'm gonna throw it at you, see what you think about it. Okay.
Okay.
All right. So I'm thinking that WNBA something that they should do. Because the main reason, in my opinion, the main reason why they don't have as many eyes on them is because the main people that aren't watching them are women.
Okay.
Most when people say who supports the WNBA, basketball fans support the WNBA, true basketball fans. So that means mostly men, unfortunately, and women who watch basketball, who play basketball. Those are the only people who probably are watching WNBA.
Okay.
We didn't get casuals in.
Right, I agree.
So people like my girl, people like maybe your girl, that's what we need to get in. You know how we can get them to watch it? Reality television. If they made a reality television show about the WNBA, the storylines, you know these girls date each other, right? You know they get married. You know they then get divorced and then have to play each other as well.
He's right. 100%.
That's just crazy. No, don't happen in it. Niggas ain't dating in the NBA and then playing. Like that's not. Thank God.
He's right.
But in the NBA, these girls are out here dating each other, falling in love, getting traded, playing with each other, fighting your teammate to protect your ex-wife type scenarios.
So I think that would only work if you do a rookie class house.
Something.
You see what I'm saying? I mean, because to be honest, I don't want to be no veteran in the house with no youngins. But that's a good idea, though.
Have to be in the house, so we just fall like how the cartoon.
Okay, you okay? All right, all right.
The player for LA Sparks that got hurt last year.
The one that they call a supermodel. You can follow her.
I know you're talking about things from name.
Caitlin Clark around. Go through the dating life. Watch out, Angel Reese just navigate what rapper she did. And I get people are going to think it's a little bit sexist to think that's the only way to get women involved with it. But honestly, it's the only way to get women involved with it.
Because we even had a conversation about how we're going to make sure that we cover the WNBA this summer. And yes, people, we are covering the WNBA this summer just because we want people to start watching the WNBA. I'm a female as well. I love basketball.
Great product. They play basketball very well.
So,
and that's my whole thing is that real basketball fans respect the WNBA.
Right.
People don't watch it. Now
you definitely got to get the viewers up.
If you get the reality television and people maybe just want to tune in, maybe go to a couple games, they watch. Cameron Brinks do her thing. They saw who she's dating and all that shit. And I get that shit sounds lame to us, but that would get the girls climate. That would get. I think it would be so well for the WNBA if they made a reality show and just based it around some of the players and just follow them around. Not the NBA, the WNBA. Get fast and the most toxic people you can find. The ones that's been out there, no one talks about. That's been smashed the whole basketball team maybe. And follow her around.
And there's another player that we need to be on the lookout for. Damn it. I feel very, very fucked up for trying to bring her up and I don't know her name. But she signed under Under Armour, Stephen Curry's brand. He had her shirt on the same night he got hurt. She plays for South Carolina. She is also going to be a top prospect in the WNBA draft. And if her and Juju Watkins are in the same class, that is going to be a hell of a class. So we also need to definitely keep an eye on her. You got her name yet? Because I definitely feel bad for not having her name. Yep, that is it. I knew when I heard it, yeah. We definitely need to be on the lookout for Malaysia. And not only Malaysia, Angel Reese's teammate, I'm so sorry, girl. So
She got a
sorry.
good deal too.
But you know what I'm talking about.
I don't know what you're talking about. I'm gonna keep it
Yeah,
with you.
Malaysia, and then Angel Reese teammate from LSU. All three of these are going to be top prospects in the WNBA draft, so we definitely need to keep our eye on them, see how they're playing in this
That's dope that
upcoming
he's out here.
summer.
He got Darren Fox. Then he got Malaysia. That's dope.
But Under Armour is coming out. I'll tell you, anytime I play 2K25 or any 2K, my player always goes
Because
there.
of Steph.
No, I just
Exactly.
Yeah.
Because of Steph, exactly.
And because you know what? Fuck Nike.
Yeah, I don't fuck with Nike either.
And I said it because Nike they did Kyrie wrong. They just fuck Nike, bro.
Ever since that's what I said. Once they do that shit to Kyrie, I was out.
Yeah, because that was just stupid. They ain't had nothing to do with y'all. That was just so that was just something unclassy. So fuck Nike. I'm sorry. If Nike don't want to watch this podcast, who gives a fuck? But you can't treat players like that, bro. Especially over something that ain't got nothing to do with you. You can't treat players like that.
Exactly.
So I can't. Whatever. Speaking of injury, my boy Stephen Curry got hurt a couple of nights ago. He suffered a pelvic contusion, is what they're saying. He's not playing tonight. The Warriors did lose. I don't know who they played. They did lose the last game where he didn't play. Yeah, they're playing the Heat now.
First game back?
Yeah, to Miami. How's that
right now?
Yeah, so they are losing.
67.
Is what?
49 is 67.
If they can't figure out how to play without Steph Curry, the Warriors are going to.
How long he was out?
He might play tomorrow. Crazy part is when this man got hurt, he was trying to get back into the game. I don't know if you saw the fall, but it was a bad fall. Like I heard it through the phone. So prayers up to Steph Curry. He didn't have no major injury. But,
they said he might have returned to play tonight, and he didn't. So he might be out the next game. That's good. He might be playing the next game. That's good.
Yeah, so they have a game tomorrow night. So hopefully, and because it's a back-to-back, it makes sense why they didn't play him tonight.
Reason to,
especially against the Heat. The Warriors, the Warriors should be beating the Heat. There's ridiculous that the Heat is beating the Warriors, but the Warriors should be.
Because we ain't nothing without Steph, unfortunately.
Exactly, and that's what they're displaying right now. That is what they're definitely displaying right now. So we're gonna keep an eye on the Warriors and the Heat. Speaking of injury, my man Anthony Davis came back. He's not my man, but he's not my man, but I respect him because this man understood the assignment. He shouldn't have. And the reason why he shouldn't have came back is because you don't want to. I mean, for one, the Mavericks are they're in the third column.
Maybe they're trying to complete that playing game because right now they could. I mean, they might sneak in. The Suns have been. They won the last game. They won last night, a tight game last night, but they might sneak into that goddamn play-in. But I mean, that's cool. Why are you trying to play for play-in? Play for Cooper. Play for
the draft.
Exactly. So the reason why I don't agree with that call is because right now Anthony Davis is probably y'all's safety net. Now, I did my research on Klay Thompson.
My research.
Yeah, I did my research. He didn't play well the night before. He only had 3 points. He did play good the night previous or the game previous. He racked up 20 points. Him and Spencer Dinwiddie, they combined for a smooth 40-something points.
He's averaging less than 15 this year. So he's just playing like right at average right now.
I don't agree with them allowing Anthony Davis to come back. I think they should just continue to sit him.
There's no reason for it. I mean,
exactly.
What are y'all playing for? Are y'all really trying to sneak into the playoffs? Like, what's the point?
And then you sneak into the playoffs just to be out in the first round. That just because we already know without a healthy Kyrie and a second option and a healthy Anthony Davis, you can't really win You can't win first round plays, especially against a Thunder team. So I don't agree with Anthony Davis coming back. But hey, if his body say he was good, whatever. Don't agree with it.
He's probably just trying to shut the haters up or some shit. I don't know what the fuck.
But you don't got nothing to prove, big man. You know why? Because you're a champion already. You ain't got nothing to prove, big man. Let's talk about that Magic and Hornets since you got that Hornets hat on. The Magic actually has been on a roll. I think they beat. Who did they beat the last game? Not really sure. But the reason why we also need to look at sitting too, because the Thunder, I mean, with the Minnesota lost the recent games, the Warriors lost, and the Lakers lost. Definitely changed the seeding.
The Lakers
are looking not. I don't know what's going on with them right now. It's weird, man. They keep going like they're so up and down. I don't understand.
They were doing so good until LeBron got hurt, and then they just went. They were 1 for 3. Exactly.
They were doing well in the beginning. Well, they seemed like they had potential in the beginning of the season. Then they go on that huge drought where they were fucking doo-doo trash butthole.
Exactly.
Then they made some comeback and they're second in the goddamn, and then now they're just back to being mediocre. And it's like you can clearly see their issues, and it's still the same thing we always going to say. It's the defense.
And so, again, I did my research on the Lakers in their last couple of games, and I see why everybody is so, because I also did my research on the Thunder. I see why everybody is leaning towards the Thunder to win the championship. I understand it. Do I think it's going to happen? No. I do feel like the Celtics.
You think the Celtics? I could see it.
I definitely think the Celtics can pull off a back-to-back, just because it's going to come down, if the Thunder do happen to come out in the West and the Celtics come out in the East, it's going to come down to experience. The Celtics has been there 3 times. They've won one out of one and lost one. So I definitely think they can beat the hell out of the Thunder in a 6
I think it's going to come down to whether or not Chet is healthy and playing at a high level. So
and Porzingis.
So when you say, I'm talking about, I think if Chet's not playing well and doesn't play at like a super high level, then the Celtics would be played by him. If Chet's playing at a very high level and consistently for as many games as they need him to play, I do think the Thunder. Because to be honest with you, Jaylen Brown has been playing the type of basketball that I assumed he'd be playing this year. I'm not saying he's playing bad, because he's still an elite all-star, all those different things. But him, for all that talk about him and Tatum being close, and Brown maybe being better than Tatum, no,
absolutely not. I mean, it's crazy that everybody would think that.
27, 8, and 6. And that's him trying to get his players involved. He can easily average 31, 32. And when you watch him play, it's clear that Jason Tatum is a better player. So it blows my mind that when people say that Brown's an incredible player.
And they're going to say that just because he won an MVP over him. He shouldn't have. He shouldn't have. We can all agree to that.
Averaging 22. He coming up for finals MVP and only. And I say that weirdly because we're just being extremely critique right now. When I say only averaging 23, because that's still elite. But it's just like you just assume with all that talk that he'd be like right there, 26, 27 with Tatum. You know, he's not. I just think that shows that Jason is the best player. So my whole thing, the reason why I'm saying this is because I think J-Dub and Jaylen Brown, I think they can ring each other out. I think Porzingis, to be honest with you, I just don't trust that he's going to be able to be healthy for that long.
I agree.
So that's what I mean. If Chet plays well,
I agree. And they do have Al Horford still, and Al Horford, he's known to show up to big moments.
Yeah, I'm only expecting Al Horford just to make a couple big shots.
Exactly. He's not going to be the deciding factor.
They have the bench. So besides Peyton Pritchard, I'm not sure the Celtics bench could do much. The Thunder has a good bench. You know, they have really good players coming off that bench doing their thing up and down defensively, and they can go get some buckets. So, I mean, I think the Thunder, besides that starting 5 for the Celtics, the Thunder, I think, might have a better team. And I think the Cavs have an overall better team. I just think that starting 5, that starting 6 for the Celtics is just crazy.
Yeah, and like I'm gonna say, I mean, like we've always said, when you enter the playoffs, you typically only play 6 to 7 guys, maybe 8, depending on the depth of your team.
8 to 9 players usually get most run time.
The entire Thunder bench, depending on who you choose, that entire Celtics bench, Cavs bench, you're only going to trust 6 to maybe 9 guys to get the job done. So if we're saying the Celtics starting 6 is real strong, like I said, it's going to be at the end. We got the Celtics, the Cavs, and the Thunder.
Starting is no.
Yeah.
Ain't no joke. So if you have a matchup, Shai's gonna go out and get 30 regardless.
He is.
So the Shai and Jason Tatum's battle is gonna be a big battle. We're gonna have to go back and forth. But J-Dub and Jaylen Brown, again, I think those people will just automatically not each other out. The only difference is going to be is Jrue Holiday and Derek White. Again, those two motherfuckers having the same team is crazy. Then when you add Peyton Pritchard in there, it is crazy.
And that's why I say the Celtics because we look.
The Celtics going to be.
When you think about it, when you think about it, exactly. When you think about it,
all that shit about Jrue Holiday and Brandon Jennings and all them playing 1-on-1 and Brandon talking all that shit. Oh, never mind. I ain't gonna talk about it, Dave. You haven't heard about it.
I'm gonna have to do my research, but Brandon need to be quiet.
A lot of shit talking about he can beat everybody 1-on-1. Now his career was better. Nigga had just one good season.
Exactly. Please be quiet because Jrue Holiday is quiet, but people need to understand he's also a 2-time champion.
Holiday is elite.
Him and Derek White is going to be the difference maker to any series that the Celtics play. Because if Tatum goes out there and gets you a smooth 30 points, Brown goes out there and gets you a 25, you go against the Cavs, you up against the Cavs or the Thunder, they players, go out there and get whatever. The deciding factor is going to come down to either Mobley on the Cavs, on the Thunder, and then Derek White and Jrue Holiday on the Celtics. It's going to come down to these key players making big time shots.
I don't know who's going to come out of these. These so up and down. For
it really is up and down. So theory is probably going to be whatever
team to win to come out of the West. To be honest, which that's how good most of these teams are. And out of the East is really only the Cavs, Celtics, and for me the Bucks.
Yeah, I don't see nobody beating the Cavs, the Celtics in a 7-game series. The Bucks, I can put a question mark on, but I think the issue with the Bucks is I don't trust the starting three. You got Kyle Kuzma.
You don't trust Kyle Kuzma. You don't trust Giannis.
I trust Giannis and I trust Dame, but I don't trust Kyle to be consistent. But
Kyle's a champion. Kyle plays good basketball.
He is a champion. I don't think I trust him.
Both fans right now. I think he's a good piece for them to have and to make some buckets. Because I think Chris Middleton, unfortunately, might be a better, better at getting a bucket. But Chris Middleton can't play healthy. And
he's not there anyway.
I know I'm saying that's why they got rid of him. They got rid of him for Kyle. Because I'm saying so replacing Kyle for Chris to me is a plus because I think Kyle's gonna be out there playing. Where for Chris, unfortunately, most likely won't be playing.
You're right.
He's gonna be hurt, and some of these players need to be under. I think it's weird how some players get like a pass for not being healthy, and some players don't. So it's weird to me. Talking about how great Chris Middleton, how crazy, blah blah blah. I'm like, look, Chris Middleton is good, but Chris Middleton never plays.
And exactly, he hasn't been much of a player since he got hurt too. So, and if you also can talk about Kawhi Leonard. Nobody talks about Kawhi Leonard no more, and that's because he's always hurt.
I've never subscribed to the. I mean, look, I think Kawhi is great, but I'm one of those guys who you have to play.
You have to play.
That's part of the game. And I think when they take that from LeBron, for being like you only have these accolades because you played for so long. Yeah, that's part of it. Taking care of your body. Making sure that you're available every night in, night out. That's part of the fucking game. That's a skill set that you have to learn.
And that's longevity in your career.
You have to figure out and learn to be able to play and be able to get these attributes, these careers. Like, that's the shit that I don't understand. People try to take away from people's legacy because I play well. Like someone like Mikal Bridges, that motherfucker has not missed a game in like 3 seasons.
And
that shit's fucking crazy.
I'm not a Mikal Bridges fan.
Talks about that.
Not a Mikal Bridges fan.
This nigga 3 seasons or something like that.
He's good, but I guess his personal things is why I don't really care for him in his game.
His personal thing.
He.
No. Did I say? I mean, not. I'm talking about.
No, you know what? Maybe I'm getting mixed.
I'm thinking. Did I say his name? Yeah, no, Mikal Bridges. I'm talking about. You're thinking of.
Miles Bridges. So yeah, I apologize. My mistake. So yeah, anytime I hear Bridges, I'm like, I don't want to hear that nigga name. I don't want to hear that nigga name.
Doc. That's what he is.
I don't want to hear that nigga name.
Mikal Bridges can do something.
But yeah, Mikal Bridges is nice. He is nice. He is very nice. Speaking of Kawhi Leonard, the Clippers actually might sneak in to the play-in, or they're already in the play-in.
Oh, no, they're doing well.
Yeah, they have been playing there. They have been playing really, really well.
I don't know. I mean, I don't know.
I'm not sold on that team.
James Harden.
Yeah.
I don't know, man.
I'm not sold on them, but they are playing very well to be in a play-in. So
is Zubac and Norman Powell. I just don't know if I can rock with you. Man, don't get me wrong. Norman Powell is a fucking all-star this year. I think it sucks that he got injured because I think he is an all-star. He should have been an all-star this year. But I don't believe in Kawhi Leonard. He does not. I get it. He doesn't stay healthy. Stop. People kept putting him in the same realm as Kobe and Mike, and those niggas played, bro.
And if we're being honest, they played through injuries.
I don't like and then he started the whole movement, or at least they used him as a poster child to start the whole movement of sitting out. And I don't like that shit. And I get his whole argument was with the Spurs and how they did him. And it was a whole thing, but I don't give a fuck, nigga. You get paid millions of dollars. Get out your ass out and play the game of basketball.
Agreed.
And James Harden, I like James, but it's just it's in 2025. I just don't know if I can. This Clippers team, they just got nobody. I'm like looking at the roster right now, and I'm like, that's all I can think of when I look at it.
And I agree with you on that. Just because the Clippers roster, I don't think it's a stronger threat. If they was to sneak into the playoffs, exactly. Like I don't think that's a strong threat to go up against a strong and a healthy Thunder team. So I do anticipate that they happen to sneak into the play-in and they sneak and be a number 8 or 7 seed. I do see the Thunder sweeping them or winning in 5 games, just because I just don't see that team being a threat. But hey, that's my opinion with the Clippers. So let's talk about seeding. Seeding is important just because of the West is so tight right now, and any loss in any given night can really back you down. That's why I'm saying the Warriors might losing tonight could hurt, but it also wouldn't hurt them if Minnesota's losing, but the Clippers is winning. So what's the seeding looking like for the West for the top 6 teams right now?
I mean, exactly what you said. I mean, you got the Warriors, Grizzlies, Lakers, Nuggets, Rockets, Thunder. So that's 6-1 right now. They literally won 2 games apart. I think right now, the top 3 teams right now are going to seal it off. So I think right now between the 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8 seed, I think those are what you need to be looking at right now in terms of what's going to happen. But I think those first 3 teams, I think the Thunder, Rockets, and Nuggets are going to pretty much solidify their. I don't see them going on any crazy, losing streaks or anything like that from here on out. The Rockets are playing great basketball right now that no one is talking about. I think it's just so funny when you have certain these teams. Like I keep hearing a lot about the fucking Lakers. I'm not hearing nothing about the Rockets right now, and I think that narrative is kind of crazy.
And I think it's very, very impressive. What people fail to realize is that the Rockets wasn't a good team last year. So for them to be in a high-seeded team,
they were a team.
We can say that they was a team with a lot of position. They've actually made the right necessary moves by adding Dillon Brooks and Fred VanVleet, if I'm saying this name correctly. Yeah, VanVleet. They did a good move by adding those 2 caliber players.
I said for me, it's still always going to be Sengun.
Okay.
I think having Sengun is coming out to be the type of player that he is. It means having a great All-Star season. The 20-10. I mean, you can't. It just people like that's so underrated how hard that is in this league. So I think that's really important. And he plays hard on both ends. But the key to the Rockets, it's going to always be them Terra twins, Amen Thompson. I think if he's playing at a high level, then you have Jalen Green that can go. They have what you need. You got someone who's going to go out there, defend hard, do all the little things, and then you have a player who's going to go get you a bucket. You got a good big man. You got some shooters around you. You got another great defender in Dillon. No, I won't say great. Another really good, at least hard-nosed defender in Dillon Brooks. I really like them. I think they're a really good team. I think they play really well. They obviously coach really well. No matter what you want to say about my nigga and how he gets down in the back end, Ime Udoka can fucking coach his hell off.
People fail to realize he was also the coach of the Celtics and took the Celtics to their the finals in over a decade or whatever you want to call it, over some years. So he is definitely a good coach, and he's coaching young guys, which I really do think he's the man for the job. So the Rockets are a team to pay attention to, especially in these playoffs. If they are the number 3 team, they'll probably be facing the number 6 team. So if the Warriors happen to keep that spot, they
Yeah, I mean the Warriors are gonna. I don't know. It really depends if Steph's gonna come back.
And then that's what it's gonna depend on. So I can't really say that they got number 6 locked down, because if they lose tonight, it's very evident that the Warriors are not shit without Steph Curry. And I'm just looking at it because they shouldn't have lost the game that they lost previous. They shouldn't be losing to the Heat now.
They ain't shit.
But it just further proves that.
That's what I'm saying. The Warriors they're not gonna. They can't win it.
When Steph got hurt, I knew it was over.
They can't win it.
And when Steph got hurt, I knew that was it. I ain't even gonna lie.
You can't. I'm not gonna. Steph needs help. Every player needs help. You can't expect Steph to come out and give you 35 to 40.
And y'all just walking around here with a 10 ball. So yeah, I agree with that, and that's why I said that Steph is not 100% healthy. The Warriors ceiling is very, very a first round exit. And they could even drop into the play-in. I don't want that to happen, but his injury, his health definitely is going to decide the Warriors' fate. So we're going to be, keeping a close eye on that.
Yeah, I'm going to keep a close eye on that. I ain't going to watch them. I'm going to watch stuff, do whatever, but you going to keep close. Don't put me in that.
We're going to keep a close eye.
Thank you. Sorry, they ain't going to win nothing. The team
I'm looking at right now, I want to see Thunder. I want to see what the Thunder going to keep doing this year. I want them to keep on doing their fucking thing. I'm really interested in the Westbrook story over the Nuggets for some reason. That's really been intriguing me. So I'm interested in that story, and I love the way the Rockets are playing. And for me, I think the team that I'm really want to look at right now still is going to be the fucking Cavs. I think the Cavs and what they're doing over there in the East and how they've been so dominant all year, I think is a big story. And those are the 3 teams that I'm most interested in right now in terms of actually making noise in the playoffs and who I think is going to do something. And I'm actually going to keep an eye on. For the Warriors, I'm going to always watch a Steph game because I love Steph. He's my top 3 favorite players, but I just know they ain't going to do nothing.
Keeping up with it for story purposes, because at the end of the day, his injury is going to decide, like I said, the Warriors' fate. And if he's not able to go tomorrow night, the Warriors are going to lose. I don't know who they played. They played the Pelicans. They played the Pelicans on Friday, so that's when he's actually is going to be available again to play.
Pelicans weird ass. They just sat down. They just sat Troy Murphy for his shoulder. The Pelicans are fucking weird. Zion has to play. If Zion don't play, then he's gonna lose 40% of his contract. It's just they're a travesty.
That team is actually a joke, and I don't mean no disrespect when I say this, but
no, I mean disrespect. Y'all are a joke.
And I say that because
y'all team smells like a Bourbon Street.
That's cold and beer. That's what it all smells like.
That team has Brandon Ingram, who is a hell of a player.
They ain't got him no more. What you talking about? He got traded, nigga. What you mean? He's with the Raptors now, baby.
He's with the Raptors?
Yeah. Yeah, Raptors, yeah.
Man.
I'm being stupid, yeah.
Do they still have CJ McCollum?
Yeah, they got McCollum. That's the only thing they got right now. The only thing they got right now is Zion and Trey Murphy. CJ McCollum's good, but Trey McCollum's,
So yeah, back to what I was saying. I do think they're a joke now, and I don't mean no disrespect, but that's a joke for the team, because to just have CJ over there, you put him in the same situation that you put Dame in Portland. Zion is he's injury prone. So the New Orleans, hopefully this off season, they go out here and they need to go get Cooper Flag. They need to go get some players, and they actually need to go get another coach. I don't think that team is well coached.
They need to go get a shotgun and go take themselves to the back of the alley, and
he's pretty much saying off that team, and I don't disagree with him at all.
You know the rest. They need to get the fuck up out of here. The New Orleans Pelicans are a joke. They're always going to be a joke. You go there, your career will end.
And he's not lying, because I don't understand why that team is so bad, and it really falls on Zion's health, because if you go back last year, they was Zion Williams a point away from being good, but dude got hurt. He got hurt at the last minute. The Lakers ended up coming back and whooping their ass, and just to make the number 8 seeded team. So yeah, the Pelicans got a lot of work to do, and I don't know if I'm them, I'm either giving up on a Zion Williams path just because he has not gave y'all a healthy season. He hasn't gave y'all a healthy season. He hasn't contributed nothing while he's been there. He hasn't done nothing while he's there. So to still try to ride the Zion Williams train, I think that is coming to an end. I think it's time to go in a different direction if you want to be relevant, let alone a contender. Because you see, like the Kings, the Rockets, even the Magic. These three teams that were bad, who wasn't in the playoffs. Now these teams are making noise. They're actually he's right. The Kings are bad again, and their Kings are solely bad because, for one, they made two wrong choices. You fired your head coach, who actually was the reason why y'all got there in the first place, and you got rid of De'Aaron Fox, where I didn't think where you needed to. But De'Aaron Fox is more loyal to Mike Brown, and I understand that because at the end of the day, Mike Brown held De'Aaron Fox to a standard, and I guess that's why they decided to let him go, because they didn't want him to talk shit to his player. But at the end of the day, he made a good point. Why are you doing a closeout on a 3-pointed shot or whatever when y'all had 2 points and you ended up fouling the player and it costed them the game? So he was right. They came back to fundamentals to that game. De'Aaron Fox made a wrong call and it cost them the game. Mike Brown held him accountable, and I think that's what some of these teams need: coaches holding players accountable. And I think that's why the Lakers do so good sometimes, because JJ Redick is one of the coaches that holds players accountable. He'll cuss out LeBron in a hot second. We seen him do it. So, you know what I'm saying? But that's all I have when it comes to the sports right now. It's nothing really big. You got anything?
I was looking at everything. So, I mean, the injury was pretty crazy. Some stuff like that was good. But, I mean, I'm just kind of keeping an eye on it, to see what the playoffs going to be. I'm just kind of – it's that weird time right now where you're just kind of waiting for the playoffs. All the teams are kind of waiting for the playoffs. Some teams are still playing hard. Some teams aren't playing that hard no more. So, I'm just waiting for the playoffs. I think we're going to see – again, I think the playoffs are going to be really fun this year. So,
and it's going to be a fun show, us doing the playoffs. So – y'all got to make sure y'all stay tuned into these playoffs episodes, because we're going to make sure we try to shoot a good bit of episodes, just because we got to cover that first round of the playoffs is going to be fucking crazy. Mm-hmm. It's going to be because you already know first round is a bloodbath. So that first round of the playoffs is going to be crazy. I'm anticipating sweeps. I'm anticipating upsets. I'm anticipating a couple of game sevens. And I really do want a couple of game sevens, especially coming out of the West. So y'all got to make sure y'all stay tuned with us on these playoffs episodes, because these are going to be the craziest games this year. We are both excited to see who's going to come out in the East. I know he's excited to see who's going to come out of the West. I am definitely excited to see who's going to come out in the West, because he thinks it's going to be the Thunder. I actually think it's going to be, I wanted the Warriors to come out, but I'm a realistic person. I definitely don't see that happening. We know that the Thunder is more of a stronger team in the West. But if there was an upset to happen, I don't see what team could beat the Thunder in the upset.
Besides, I think the only team I think that could beat the Thunder in an upset maybe is the Nuggets. I think that's the only team, and that's because Jokic.
And I would have to agree. I feel like that's the only strong team in the West right now that can upset the Thunder. If they were to play in the Western Conference Final, that's the only time they'll see each other. So I do think if there is an upset to happen in the West, it could be the Nuggets versus the Thunder. If there was an upset in the East, I think that the Cavs could get upset by two teams, and only because I just see a dog in them. I do think the Magic could upset the Cavs. I say that just because of how strongly they played when they snapped their 15 or 14 game winning streak. And all it really comes down in the playoffs is deciding how to dismantle a team. If the Magic can figure out how to dismantle the Cavs 4 straight games, I definitely see them upsetting the Cavs. I'm not saying it's a possibility and it's a strong part, but I'm definitely saying that they can figure it out on how to dismantle a team, because that's all it comes down in the playoff: dismantling the team. If you can figure that out, you can beat the Cavs. If you can figure out how to dismantle the Thunder, you can beat the Thunder. But that's where it comes down to good coaching, and that's what it's going to come down when it comes down to the playoffs. But yeah, we will definitely see. This has been a short show. Like I said, it's not really, it's been a long week.
People.
We need y'all to call. I'm gonna have a number. Call it. Tell me what y'all's problem is. Get it off your chest. Tell me if y'all got an issue at home with y'all's baby mama, with y'all's baby daddy. If your grandma talking shit to you in the wrong way, you're trying to figure out how to talk shit back, but respectfully, holla at your boy. Come holla at us, because we got the advice, we got all the things we can say. I got a lot of stuff in my head that can come out. Look, I went to school and I almost became a psychiatrist. So if you guys want almost good advice, holla at your boy. We here for you.
And in other news, y'all, a lot of my friends that have been watching episodes 1, 2, or whatever, they've been telling me the same thing. Keep going, keep going. They like what
we
they
gonna
see.
stay consistent, people.
We are definitely gonna stay consistent.
We gonna mess up. We're gonna figure out the software. We're gonna do all the things. We're gonna be successful at this, but we gonna be consistent.
And all I ask for y'all to do is just to stay rocking with us, because you may never know where this show is going to end up. We are going to try to get some special guests coming up on here as soon as, in the next couple of months. And we're going to start reaching out, because he definitely gave me an idea earlier in the show, so I'm going to look into that.
That's what I do. I give out ideas, people.
He definitely gave me an idea to look into. So
have a form you can reach in. Again, ask your questions, put things out there. We'll have the form on our Instagram. Check that out. Go check our YouTube out. We got the first episode out already. So
yes. Subscribe.
Run that up. Again, we're getting better. So if you guys have advice, if you guys have suggestions what we should do, put it in the comments. Put it in the everything. Just talk to us. You know what I'm saying?
Always be respectful.
We want to grow with y'all. We really want a community we can grow with. So again, this is not just our podcast. This is going to be a community podcast, bro.
And that's why we're going to do different things that other podcasts is not finna do, like be our authentic self. And we're actually going to definitely try to cover there's no trying. We're going to cover the WNBA, because we like you said, we want that to be a thing where people start taking the WNBA more serious, because there's a lot of strong cats coming out in the draft in the next couple of years. And y'all not paying attention, y'all gonna miss their growth. So that's why I'm giving y'all the names: Juju Watkins, Malay. I'm gonna get your names right. I promise I'm gonna get your names right. It's hard to pronounce them, but y'all know who I'm talking about. Y'all know who I'm talking about. She knows who I'm talking about. I know. I'm good with faces. She knows who I'm talking about. She knows she got that dog in her. That's what I'm saying. She knows she got that dog in her. Fly J Johnson, I think it is, from LSU. All three of them, they dogs. But this has been another great episode of You Killing Me Smalls. Another banger.
All right, we out here. Peace out.